Welcome to Sunderland RCA TV, your direct line inside the Sunderland LGV Park. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so by clicking on the link underneath and also clicking the bell icon so that you get informed every time we bring out new content. This is RCA TV News on Saturday the 15th of July. In just a moment we're going to be previewing all of this weekend's games, but firstly to bring you a few bits of other news that you may have missed from during the week. Firstly, the announcement that Sunderland RCA are going to be launching a new women's team this season. It's intended to be a development team to bring through players with currently limited or no experience that are looking for an introduction into women's football. If you're interested or you know someone that might fit the bill and might be interested in playing for our women's team, then please ask them to contact Terry on 07703 904 124. That number there you can see on the screen, 07703 904 124. It's long been an ambition of the club to launch a women's team. A stumbling block has been the fact that we don't have an all-weather pitch, obviously, which makes scheduling of fixtures difficult. However, we have found a suitable venue now where we can stage games for a women's team, and we'll be going forward. So thanks to all who has helped us, or all the people who have helped us to finally move forward with this project, and hopefully we will get the numbers coming forward to get this off the ground. We will of course advise in due course which league the team are going to be playing in and where the matches will be staged. Turning now to our reserve team, and there was a last minute midweek friendly arranged for the side to take on Easington Welfare on Thursday night. Easington play at the top level of Sunday football and have a lot more older players in their side than our very young reserve side. They also have players in their squad with it currently playing in the Wearside Premier and a goalkeeper who was until recently on the books of Spennymoor Town. It was not a good night for our young side. For the second game in a row they went behind in the second minute. Although on this occasion it was a somewhat controversial penalty, as the incident that led to the penalty was reckoned by pretty much everyone except for the referee to have taken place outside the box. None of the home players appealed for a penalty, but one was given nonetheless. From that moment on, the reserve team actually competed very well in the first half, and there were efforts for Ryan Donnelly, Josh Green and Bradley Paul all to have opportunities to level the scores. However, the home team added just a second before half time, and the second half was more of a one-way traffic as RCA reserves made a lot of changes. So the final score was 6-0. It's another learning curve for the reserves, and they'll be looking to continue that today when they travel against a side that should give them a more competitive test at their own level, which is DNS Valley. They actually compete in the same division now, which is Wearside Division 1, of course. DNS won the league last season, so it will be a good indicator of the levels that RCA reserves need to reach this season. Now that game kicks off at 2 o'clock. Now the match is taking place at the Sir Bobby Robson Centre, which is very close to the venue for the first team match this afternoon. The postcode there is DH7 7NG, and if you Google it, you'll see that it's actually quite possible for you to attend the first half of that game and then still make it across just about to Eschwinning for the start of the first team fixture at 3 o'clock. So if you do fancy a bit of extra football there, or at least maybe seeing half an hour of that reserve team game, then you could pop in on your way to the first team fixture this afternoon. But we'll be hoping for better fortunes for the reserve side in that one. So turning now to the main event, and of course this afternoon at 3 o'clock the Robert Alderson Trophy final takes place. It is of course a pre-season tournament, so it's not a major piece of silverware, but nonetheless the tournament was arranged to add a slight extra level of competitiveness to the pre-season schedule. RCA, of course, progressed to the final with a 2-1 win against the hosts, Esh Winning, last Saturday, and at the same time our opponents Horden CW came from a 1-0 half-time deficit to beat Farringdon Detached 4-1 to progress to the final. Horden, of course, missed out on promotion to Division 1 of the EBAC by the very narrowest of margins, and obviously we did finish in a relegation place last season, so you could see a scenario where the roles could actually have been reversed today. Fortunately, from our point of view, and disappointingly from Horden's point of view, they weren't, and so it remains a first v second division clash, with ourselves being the first division side. But because of the close proximity of the two sides in last season's league tables, obviously we can expect a very tough test from this game today. So that match, of course, takes place at Esh Winning's ground, which is called the Windows Plus Roofs Arena. The postcode for that one is DH79BQ. That's DH79BQ. Put it in your sat nav, and that game kicks off at 3 o'clock. If you're not taking our earlier suggestion and going to that reserve team game, you can arrive early at Esh Winning if you like, and you'll have a chance to see the third place playoff. Because at 12 o'clock the game between Esh Winning and Farringdon Detached is kicking off, which will determine who gets third place in the competition. The match itself, obviously it's primarily a pre-season friendly, but there is a trophy up for grabs, so if the game does finish level at the end of 90 minutes, we will move straight to a penalty kick shootout to decide, so there must be a winner of this game on the day. The RCA side is expected this afternoon to be captained by Ben Riding, who will also be making his debut for the club. He will be taking his place actually in place of Thomas Bott, who captained the side last week, who's unavailable this weekend, along with several other players, including Stevie Black, Dave Gordon, Niall Crosby, and a couple of others. We will no doubt bring you updates on the entire starting lineup about half an hour or so before the game today, but it will definitely include our mystery signing that we've been mentioning on our website this week. The confirmation of who that player is, who will be starting in the centre of midfield today, will be made again about half an hour before the kickoff. So if you are unable to get over to Esh Winning this afternoon, we'll bring you live updates on Twitter. We'll also give you half-time and full-time scores from the reserve team fixture at DNS Valley. And we hope to be able to bring you some interviews, some video interviews with the management team at the conclusion of the game, as we did last week. So look out for all of that across our social media channels this afternoon and this evening. And of course, tomorrow we'll have a full match report available for today's game, and we'll also bring you a classified football scores roundup, as we've been doing during pre-season, with all of the pre-season results from all around the region, so you don't have to go looking for them here, there and everywhere. Just come back tomorrow when we release the news update, and you can find all of the pre-season results in one place. But until then, you are up to date.